It's where it deserves to be. We made it for the audience. Everything is in service to them. And they didn't stop until they made sure that it hit all the right points. And so I'm so excited. I want everyone to see it. It's such a fantastic ride. I think by the time that we got to the Rome car chase sequence, because I trained for 5 months in the UK drifting around a racetrack, but then you take all that skill of drifting, but you put it in a real location with real obstacles of people and old buildings you want to make sure that you don't damage, and making sure that everything was still working at an adrenalizing speed and we could put performance into it. So that's when it all felt it came together. I was committed and willing to give it everything I had and to try different things and to pivot and make changes. And every step of the way, he was encouraging me to do my best and supporting me and giving me all the tools and resources to make sure that I was doing it safely and that I felt proud of what I was doing. And it just makes you want to give even more. So there became this dance between us. He's such a generous actor to work with.
Delicious pasta with truffles, arrabbiata, sea bass. It was ridiculous. Thank you. You did not lie when you said I would have an amazing meal, and I did. So thank you. You're back here on U.S. soil now. And, you know, I know the fans, you do this for the fans, but I know the fans want to know what is going to make this mission better than
It's mission. It's everything you expect and everything you would never expect. Tom knows his shit. He knows the story, obviously, but he knows film. He knows cinematography. He understands storytelling like McHugh. Them together, it's like cinema school for me, if you just sit and watch and listen.
It's been such a journey, you know, from those first few months when we were filming right in the midst of things, and the time it's taken obviously is a little bit more than usual. It's been a bit of a mission impossible to get here, so to be here is, it's a joy. It's really exciting, and you know, Tom just never ever sits back on his laurels and kind of, you know, half-asses it. He always pushes it every single time, and invariably things get bigger and scarier, and he does more and more incredibly inventive things, and he does them himself, you know, and that's the beauty of it, is when you see those stunts, that's Tom, you know. The acting never stops. You never hand over to a stunt professional who just does the action. He's acting, and he delivers a line in free fall. You know, I mean, who else does that? Nobody. Well, he's so cool. I mean, we did a scene where he kind of lands his parachute right next to me, and he just aced it every time. But usually, we don't call cut at that moment. The scene continues. So it's like when he broke his ankle on Fallout, he limped out of shot because he knew we had to complete the shot, you know? And so really, cut isn't called until, you know, the stunt's complete and there's a little bit of action afterwards so you can see that he did it. But usually there's some whooping and cheering and fist bumping and, you know, thank Godding that he's alive.
I know how, you know, Tom and Chris work, and I've known them for years now. They cast me having just done the first season of The Crown. I'd never done a big movie before, and it was like a introduction to, you know, true cinema. And I remember them saying at that time, we always want to do better every day than the last thing we've done. So the fact that this is the best ever is unsurprising.
Well, it's a blessing, number one, to be in it. And number two, the culmination of so much effort is just, you know, it's divine. And the fact of the matter is that what Tom is doing, we all want to support, which is keep the movie theater experience alive. It's just different when you're at home and you can pause, rewind, or fast forward. It's different when you're sharing. It's almost like a sacred hall, you know. It's a thing where you share humanity. You see what affects other people, you know, and you kind of say, wow, you're part of something greater, which is an audience. Whether it's by yourself in the theater, which I don't think is going to be the case on this one, but or with a packed house, there's an energy. It's like a concert, you know, where you're with your fellow human beings and you have a shared experience. It's unlike anything else. I pinch myself, you know. My mom, who's no longer with us, her favorite genre is action movies, you know. It's easier for an immigrant who didn't, you know, understand all the dialogue all the time to follow an action movie. So I every once in a while, I'll be like, thank you, you know. I think she put in a good word for me. I can't think of another film that I would rather be in to represent this genre. This is the top of the line.
It's hard to believe that it's actually happening now. I'm very proud. You know, we travel to all these beautiful countries to shoot the movie and then to promote the movie and to talk about it, and the movie is so incredible. I think it's the best Mission Impossible movie from, like, you know, all the Mission Impossible movies. Tom is amazing to work with. He's so dedicated, so precise in his training, so inspiring, very generous, and very funny too. And he has such incredible taste. And with McHugh, they have such elegance in the way they film the movie and in the way they represent women as well. You know, it's always very interesting and layered characters, you know.
Well, there's so much going on in the film. There's so many beautiful set pieces that your stimulus is all hit at once. So when you go on to the next scene, they kind of like trying to digest what happened last time. So to see it multiple times, you finally get to understand what's going on in each scene. You say this, and I keep forgetting it's being released this week for the world to see, because we started shooting it 3 years ago. So it's kind of like we're here. The world is about to actually see it. This is exciting, man. I cannot wait to see, you know, what everybody says, what the world says. I hope you enjoy it like we enjoyed making the film.
It's fantastic. This is like, I consider this kind of like the best French meal you could order. And if you watch it on the small screen, it would be relative to ordering the full tasting menu at Le Carton in Paris and doing takeout. It's just, don't do it. Watch it on the big screen, because McHugh and Tom have made every effort to make sure that every pixel, every square inch of the screen has information in it that your mind will love.
Ladies and gentlemen, actor and producer of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Mr.
Our director, Chris McQuarrie, is the most fabulous writer-director I've ever worked with. I'm so thrilled for the audience to get to see it. Tom is remarkable in this film, as is the whole cast. I think it's the most exciting Mission Impossible ever. There's no question about it. It's the biggest one.
You recently said on this press tour that you hope to make...
Well, you know, everybody worked really hard on this, you know, starting with Tom, who really sets the tone. He's an extraordinary guy. It's our second movie together. And I always say I'm learning so much from him, which I do. Even when we did Days of Thunder, I would watch him on my days off. And just his work ethic, his professionalism, his dedication, his focus, his incredible positive attitude and supporting everybody, the crew, the cast, everyone. I came away from that going, okay, I've got some work to do, you know, because he's a remarkable human being. There's nobody like him.
It feels like finally, you know, finally the world can see what every one of us have been doing and preparing for them, because it's a roller coaster of emotions, not only by actions, but the emotions of the characters. The arc of every character is incredible. And this is the best mission I've ever seen, and the first one that I've been part of. So I'm very excited and very proud of being part of this. Few people that I know that have seen the movie, it stays with you. It stays with you. You carry it at your place. The first time I saw it, I had dreams about the Venice sequence. And it's like, it stays with you. It's kind of like this mystery and energy that they created that is so, like, it's a bit different. It's like, it carries the franchise atmosphere, but it stays with you so much that you want to keep going and seeing at the movie theaters.
The press has been amazing, and the critics have been really kind. It's been really wonderful. Now what does the audience think? That's what it's all about. That's who it's for. Right around the time we started planning this movie, I was saying to Tom, I think people are starting to understand how technology affects their lives in a way they feel more than in a way they have to think about. And that's what we're always about. We're just trying to find something that you feel when you come to the movie.